Being stuck helplessly in a cave might be one thing, but being stuck in a cave while you're surrounded by friends and family and rescuers, yet nobody can help you get out of that narrow cave, is another. Your breath is running out, and you're exhausted from all the pulling and pushing. Did they save the person who got stuck in the Nutty Putty Cave? Or did he die in front of everyone's eyes, in front of everybody that he cared about? Keep watching to find out the horrifying truth. Dale Green and a group of friends discovered and explored a cave in Utah in 1960. They named it the Silly Putty Cave after exploring its small bends and corridors lined with clay that had the texture of soft brown putty. They eventually decided Nutty Putty was a better name, and it stuck. Green had no idea at the time that it would become a famous cave visited by hundreds of people each year. He had no idea a young explorer would perish in the cave, or that it would be locked following the tragic catastrophe. Nutty Putty, like other caverns, is made of limestone. However, unlike most caves, the formation of Nutty Putty Cave began near the bottom. When water begins to dissolve the rock, a limestone cave or a solution cave forms at the top. The Nutty Putty, on the other hand, originated as a result of hydrothermal activity at the bottom. These caves are known as hypogenic caves. Multiple channels and tunnels are common in hypogenic caves, and the Nutty Putty Cave is no exception. It has many tight curves and twists. The Nutty Putty was well known for its tight and thin squeezes. The Nutty Putty Cave is located in Utah, just west of Salt Lake City. The cave's entrance sits at the highest point of a hill known as Blowhole Hill. The cave entrance is a 6-foot wide aperture with a 15-foot deep drop straight down. Following the initial descent, you've got two options. You can either descend the big slide or turn left into the cave area known as the maze. The birth canal, the aorta crawl, the scout eater, and the maze are some of the parts of the cave's names. Nutty Putty Cave is a hydrothermal cave that is 1,355 feet in length and 145 feet in depth. The Nutty Putty Cave's three tightest passageways are known as the Helmet Eater, the Scout Eater, and the Birth Canal. One may believe they're just catchy names to draw in travelers, but that's not the case. According to Timpanogos Grotto, a division of the National Speleological Society in Utah, there were 6 incidences of persons becoming gravely stuck and trapped in various tight squeezes of the cave between 1999 and 2004. All 6 people survived, but the rescue and search teams were concerned that the next occurrence might be lethal. In order to minimize similar accidents, they closed the cave in 2006. From 2006 to 2009, the Nutty Putty Cave was closed for 3 years. The cave, however, reopened following an agreement with the Timpanogos Grotto to control online bookings for the cave, enabling only one party to access it at a time. Furthermore, it was thought to be safer to padlock the cave entrance at night. The Jones family returned to the cave mere months after it was reopened, a few days before Thanksgiving, to reunite and have some fun. John was 26 years old at the time. He had a 1-year-old daughter and was married. John had returned home for Thanksgiving from medical school in Virginia. The young medical student was determined to explore the birth canal, one of Nutty Putty's most infamous tunnels. This was an extremely tight tunnel that spelunkers had to crawl through with extreme caution and accuracy if they dared to enter at all. Jones stumbled and uncovered a passageway that seemed to meet the description of the birth canal not long after his descent began, and made his way into the small opening head first, inching steadily ahead. A few minutes later, Jones realized he had made an expensive mistake. He hadn't found the birth canal, but had instead pushed himself into another tight passage, from which he now had no way out. He didn't have any room to turn around. He couldn't even move backward. His only option seemed to be to keep going. Jones attempted to fit through the narrow space in front of him, but it was useless. He was trapped. Jones was trapped 400 feet from the cave's mouth and 100 feet into the earth, and every step he made just made the situation worse. He hung helplessly, upside down at a 70-degree angle, putting considerable strain on his body and making every rescue attempt all that much more difficult. His brother, Josh, who was following him, was the first to spot John. Josh tried to pull John out, worried about how much the rock had eaten him, but he could only inch him up a little. He sank back into the crevice as soon as he let go of his grip on John. His ankles and feet were free, but they were useless as gravity dragged him down. Josh went back to the ground as quickly as he could, gently sliding out of the tight passage and hurrying to the surface. He swiftly called for help once outside, while their friend stayed with John. "I really want to get out," Jones told the rescuers who flocked to the scene. But all of their strategies, from using vegetable oil to ease him out of the cave, to detonating explosives to blow their way through the cave wall, failed miserably. 137 volunteers attempted to save John over the following 27 hours. The rescuers attempted to lift John with ropes and attach pulleys, but were unsuccessful. When a pulley broke and smacked one of the rescuers in the face, he was gravely injured. The gallant attempts could not save John, and he died a few minutes before midnight. The strain on his body was too much for him, and he went into cardiac arrest. It was the 25th of November, the day before Thanksgiving, and because his body could not be extracted from the cave, his parents chose to leave it there. Following the accident, the Nutty Putty Cave was sealed and permanently closed. Dale Green, who found the Nutty Putty Cave, was opposed to its closure. He believed that only one piece of the cave should be shut. As a result, there is a chance that the Nutty Putty Cave will reopen in the future. Meanwhile, if you want to simulate the experience, watch the film The Last Descent, which is based on John Edward Jones' attempted rescue from the Nutty Putty Cave. And it really makes you wonder, is Mr. Green being insensitive for wanting to reopen a cave where a man died? Let us know what you think in the comments section below. And as always, thank you very much for choosing to spend your time with us today. We'll see you in our next video.